Hey guys, we're at this job in Fountain Valley. Alicia's not here yet, but Vinny's here. I'm here. And basically what they want is they have an air conditioner in the wall and they want us to pull it out and drywall the hole and stucco the other side. So Vinny's all ready to stucco the hell out of that thing, and Alicia will be coming to fill that hole. Right now we're just going to get it out. I'm not going to do a real long video on it. I'm just going to as we make progression, I'll film it a little bit here. All right guys, here's the air conditioner, and Vinny's setting up some tarps, and we're going to get that out. First we're going to get the AC out, then first we're going to take the molding off, then the AC out of the sleeve, and then we're going to remove the sleeve from the wall. When I go out there, I'll get you a view from the back. Hey guys, we got the piece off. We couldn't salvage it, and it doesn't look like it's inside a sleeve. It's just full of glue, and it has 1x4 or something on the other side. Vinny's out there trying to dig it out. I mean, this is glued in solid as a rock. We'll go look at the other side. Okay guys, this is what we got. We started, Vinny got a little rambunctious, but this was in there full of glue, and we've got this wedged in there. This thing is bolted to the under part, so I don't think there's a sleeve. I think it is what it is. It doesn't have a sleeve. So anyway, I'm gonna let Vinny get out of there. I mean, get in there and rip this thing apart, and then I'll update it. Good, give it hell, son. Get that piece of wood out of there. There we go. Okay guys, this is what we got inside there. That's why we couldn't get it out or slip it out. It was wedged pretty good. So, all right, I'm gonna let them work on that and we'll see where we're at. Okay guys, we kind of went around it, and we're gonna use this space to our advantage. Either Vinny's going to muscle it up, or I'm gonna get a floor jack, not a floor jack, I'm gonna get a hydraulic jack, put a 2x4, 2x4, and then a jack and just break it loose. But just go real slow with it so we don't tear much up. Just try to see if it'll break loose. There you go.
There you go.
It's not as bad as I thought. One time I had one I couldn't lift, and I had to put a jack under it and got it loose. Okay, we're gonna go inside there guys, and they're really worried about their floor. We got it all tarped off, but we're gonna go ahead and get it slipped out of there now that we know it's free. And once we get it out, then we'll take a look at the hole. I can only do so much filming without Alicia here, so she'll be here around 9. All right, Vinny's gonna pick all this mess up, and here's the hole. So basically, on the stucco side, we're gonna chip the stucco. You don't want a straight line when you do a stucco repair. You kind of want to chip it. That way, when it cracks, you don't get the straight run. Yeah, you might get little cracks somewhere up there, but it won't run. So I was always taught to break up the stucco a little bit. And then here, this stuff is fine. We can leave this alone right here. I'm sorry, I'm doing the same thing I did in the last video. I'm talking and pointing, but not video. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and
he won't let me have a lunch.
He won't let you have a lunch. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna frame this out. We're gonna frame it. Alicia wants it because drywall back then was just a slightly different thickness back then, and so Alicia wants us to set the 2x4s in so it sets a 1/16 in, and then she can float the wall. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go get our 2x4s and we're gonna start framing this. Okay guys, Vinny's gonna go ahead and frame that sucker in a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, it's just gotta be strong. Something to attach our black paper and chicken wire to on our drywall. Alright guys, the boss is finally here. Say hi, Al.
Hello.
Hi. Oh.
Okay. Anyway, Vinny's gonna get this framed in here. Okay guys, Alicia's got her plastic all down, and Vinny's got this framed up. I think he's gonna put some foam in here just for the hell of it, right here and here, before he puts his paper. Not much. It's not expansion foam. It's just has very low expansion. just to fill the voids up a little bit. Let's come around and see how the backside looks. All right, let's see how the backside looks. Okay, this looks really good. We're gonna fur it out a little bit. That way, we have less than an inch of stucco. We're using 1 coat stucco. It doesn't crack or it doesn't shrink. It's really good stuff. And then, of course, we'll do our texture last. So we're gonna fur that out a little bit. Okay, guys, what he's gonna do is we want to get the same thickness here. So if we put a 2x4 this way, you know, it's gonna be perfect. You give us the same amount of thickness minus the paper and some of the wire. We don't use regular chicken wire on repairs. We use a mesh, and the mesh grabs better for small repairs. So we might not be going exactly as thick as this. Right here, we might be going about to right from here to about right here on our finishing work. I've never had any issues using the chicken wire that I use. It's not chicken wire, it's grated wire. I'll show it to you in a little bit. All right, Alicia's prepping this good. Alicia's going to be leaving me for a while. She's going to go to Florida in February for my daughter's cheer competition. I told her while she's over there, go look up old John Phillips and say hello to him for me. So I don't think she's going to go do that, but I really like John Phillips' videos. Learn a lot from that guy. All right, we'll see how this goes. Vinny's going to block that, fur it out on the outside, and then we'll paper it. He's going to put a little foam up here, just a little bit, just to help it. But anyway. All right, Alicia's prepping the drywall. What she does is she usually gets it down to where it's solid here and it won't pop. All right, guys, I'm going to go see what Vinny's doing with furring that out over there. All right, guys, he's got that all furred out now for me. It's nice and solid. Using 2.5-inch screws everywhere so it doesn't protrude. When you let a screw go through the other side, it loses strength, I believe. So we carry a bag of all different size screws and make sure that we don't go through it, but yet long enough to give it strength. So now he's gonna go ahead, and Alicia said that we don't have to put foam in there and make a mess. She's gonna use some of her mud and just fill it up with mud over here to block the airspace when she mixes it. So we'll just do it that way, whatever way. Okay, we're gonna go get the black paper, the chicken wire, and go from there. And I keep saying chicken wire, it isn't. It's like a grated, it's almost like a what do you call it, Vinny? Like a
wire mesh.
Wire mesh, yeah, because that way it doesn't push through. If you have big chicken wire and you got a couple of guys that don't do this all the time, you end up breaking through the black paper. But with the mesh we get, not only does the stucco go in there and really grab good, but it allows us to push and pack it without going through the paper. Alrighty, because you know, guys that do it every day, that's one thing, but we don't. Hardly ever. Just once in a while I have to break a hole for a water spigot or something, and then I gotta fix a little bit around it, but that's it. Or a little drain pipe or something. Alright, guys, what Vinny's going to do is he's going to work around this, because you don't want a straight line on stucco, because when it cracks or something, you get movement.
Feather.
Yeah, that line will run. That crack is going to run. I don't know if you can see it other places, but no, I'm looking, but no good example. So you don't want this straight. You want to jag it up a little bit. Not much. You don't want to loosen the whole wall up. You just take it and kind of just do this to it. Just enough to jag it up like that. See how that's getting jaggy? Just do that, Vinny, all the way around. Don't do too much of it. And not only that, that'll give us an area to get our black paper tucked into. You know what I mean?
So
because
watch me do it.
just like that, not much. And when some of these break too loose, you can pull them out. But I just like it jaggy, kind of jagged. You know what I mean? See, there you go. That's probably good enough. Just break it.
Do I leave that in there?
If it's solid, you can leave it. If it's not solid, you pull it out. Okay? Anyway, we'll let him do that, and then we'll get to the paper. Alright guys, he's got that a little bit jagged for me. It's better than straight. I don't want it to tear down the whole wall. So now he's going to go ahead and take his paper and get it cut. He's going to get the paper underneath the top part, and then on the bottom part he's going to go over the paper. So that way, if moisture was to get in, and it shouldn't, but if it did, it rolls down the top part over ours, and then down ours, and then over the bottom one. He's made like a little trench in there to get the paper down in there. We're just going to do the best we can. We don't want to turn this into a big old hole just to get the paper, but it'll be good. I've been doing this almost 30 years and never had a complaint. Anyway, we'll do the best we can on it. I thought I'd show you what we use. We use this instead of chicken wire, simply because the stucco really sticks good to it. And they use this on decking before they pour their concrete on top of decking. This really works good, but we use it for stucco that way. If we're packing it in there, we don't push through the chicken wire and put a hole in the black paper, because when that happens, nobody does nothing but keep going. So I mean, I've seen guys where I was on jobs, and they'd break right through that black paper. If they could put some duct tape over it, they would. If it was too late, they'd just keep going. Well, this will prevent that, and you don't have to worry about keeping going and knowing that you got a hole in the black paper. So this is better than any hole that could be made, and then not being able to deal with it's even worse. So, all right, guys, I got to go to an electrical job. Vinny's going to take over the taping for a while. I've got to go somewhere where the kitchen refrigerator is on an outlet that has no power. It could be anything. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
I prepped the wall, and now we're ready to do the drywall. I cut it and everything else, and that's how it's gonna look. Then I'll show you guys at the end. I totally forgot to mention that. As you can see, we have gaps, which allows me to put the tape, and some of the mud is going to be in between, which makes it stronger. So I'm going to screw down my drywall, and then after that, I'm going to tape it, and then I'll show you how it's going to look before I apply that mud. Now, as you can see, we got the tape. The tape that we're using is actually pretty good, and now it's coming a little bit thin, which allows you to put toward the end, and when you mud the wall, it just feathers in. So I'm ready for that mud. I'll show you when it's done.
Alright guys, I'm back. Alicia got a little video, took over for a while I was gone. That's her, what coat is that, 1 or 2?
This is the second coat.
Second coat.
Yes.
And we'll go out here and see how Vinny's doing. Actually, I just wanted to back up a little bit. It's looking good. Alrighty, let's see how Vinny's doing over there. Alright, he's doing good over there. Everything's looking good. He got the paper up underneath the other paper. Now he's working on the wire. Alright, looking good. Okay guys, he's got this all done. He got it all black papered and chicken wire, and he's underneath the old black paper. You can see the old black paper he chipped up above it to get it tucked under. Did a really good job. He's got the over. He is going to take a wire. Oh, he did. He took some wire.
On both sides.
Yeah, on both sides he's under the paper. And he took some wire and wired onto there on all those. So he's all good. Now we're going to just mix some mud up. Good job, Vinny. Say hi. Alright, there's Alicia with her blowgun, her heat gun. That heat gun's got to be at least 20-some years old, 24 years old. They make them a lot smaller now. But that thing's been around for a long time. Right now she's just feathering it in, getting ready to put a skim coat. She's got her 12-inch blade down there, her 6-inch. that she's just playing with the outer part. Just going over it. So I guess we'll see how it turns out. Me and Vinny are gonna go mix some stucco and see what we get there.
Bring it on. Just open it up and bring it on the container on the floor. Yeah. Go ahead.
There's Alicia mixing the mud or the stucco. This one coat stucco, we love this stuff. They made it better. The first stucco that this company made, it didn't have any texture in it. It didn't have any. It would just be flat. Now they've added something in there, so you can take your stucco trowel and push in and pull out, and you can just bring the rocks and grain out, so it'll match the existing, like right over here. But look over here. Somebody did a bad patch over here. You can see it's really textured, and over here not so much. All right, guys.
Put on the scratch coat.
Yeah, she's putting on the scratch coat, the brown coat, and the finish coat all at once. All right, guys. We'll check in with her in a little bit. She just muds up the edges and forces it in there.
And fill it in. Like
Filling in all the nooks and crannies and all the good stuff here. All right, this can get boring for you guys fast, so I'll just check in with her in a little bit.
With that wet sponge. With the bottle water.
Wet the wet sponge?
Wet it, yeah.
Okay.
With a wet sponge. Yeah.
All right, there's Alicia. She's getting down to the bottom. That's the first coat. She's got some scratches in there and a few little things. 2 more coats and it should be done. As she fills the middle, in between, like when she's all done filling like this is the second coat, when she runs out of stucco, then she makes sure that she doesn't leave it with any rough edges, because it'll be twice as hard to remove. So in between each coat, she goes over the edges to make sure that there's nothing high, where you can see over here where they left it rough here and then thin here. Over here, she doesn't want that to happen, like from here to here. You can see right here. And so she makes sure that every time she puts a coat of stucco on, she buffs out the edges to make sure nothing's going to be high on there. All right, guys, she gave it 1 more coat, and that's going to be nothing left to do but the skim coat. And then she'll sand down the edges. We'll take a level, we'll take a 48-inch level, and we'll run it across just to make sure if we got any high or low spots. Kind of search it out and then adjust as needed. All right, guys, I got Vinny over here giving it a blow job. I mean, using the heat gun and trying to dry it up faster than usual. This heat gun's got to be at least 16, 17 years old. The one that Alicia's using in the other room has got to be at least 27 years old. It's twice the size of that. Alright.
Doesn't get it, but she doesn't want to learn it.
Okay, guys, she's slinging the mud on with her stucco trowel. Yeah. We'll check back in with her in a little bit. Say hi, Al.
Hello.
Alright, we'll see how this goes. Alright, Vinny's going to check his mom's work a little bit, see if there's any low spots. Looking good. Down the middle a little bit. In the middle. Okay, it's looking good to me. Alright, she's going to smooth that out a little bit and start blending the edges. Yeah, you don't need to worry about the edges, Vinny. She's pretty much done with the edges. She's just got a couple little low spots in the center. So she's going to go after those. So
This looks weird.
Of course it does.
Like it's not textured.
No, it's good. She's going to, no, in fact, this texture is so mixed. You got flat spots here, heavy spots here. We're just gonna try to do our best to, you know, blend
It's
it.
kind of lost. It's not really heavy
Yeah.
like
This.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bumpy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to look at bumpy, so that's why I'm kind of feather in it, and I'm gonna push it up.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you take a break? I'll go rinse this out.
It's getting there. No, wait, you're doing good with me.
Thank you, Mom.
I think I'm gonna put some over here, mix it all loose, and then.
Okay, go ahead.
You need
Anything-
a hand, let me know, Mom.
Yeah, there's Vinny with the 24/7 comedy show.
I just said, let Mom, if you need a hand, let me know.
Yeah.
It's not fire, do you?
Yeah, I do. You're right.
Fireplace?
Must be a fireplace. I don't know why they'd be burning a fireplace right now, though.
It's pretty cold.
Is
I don't know
it?
why Katie has AC on.
Oh, she walked home.
Yeah, it's 72 degrees in the household. Let's turn the AC on.
No, I'm gonna turn it off in a minute. I just wanted to cool the house off for her a little bit. What are you laughing at? What's all this about? I'm gonna have to cut that part out.
Who's getting just busy?
They're gonna say that's elder abuse.
Elder abuse.
Don't call me.
That's
old
verbal
lady.
abuse.
Here you go. Feel it? That's good.
Again already?
Yeah, that's it. You wanna feel the spot?
Don't wipe it out.
Oh, don't put the heater on it?
No, not yet. Not while she's working it.
Okay.
After.
I like to set these like this, Dad, when I put it on the ground,
Yeah.
so the heat goes up.
I'm the one that taught you that.
Teamwork.
I had to stop the video here. Alicia's playing her Johnny Cash. She loves Johnny Cash. Anyway, I didn't want to get copyrighted
Again.
again. Yeah. There's something going on right
Yeah, that's what
there.
I'm getting on.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on.
Alright. Looking good though. You see how she gets way out? Because if you try to keep it within that little hole that we started with, you'll see it. But if you bring this stuff way out, way past the area, you'll never know where the work was done, usually. So, alright. Alright guys, I think we're gonna leave this alone. If we keep screwing with it, you know, it really looks good. The edges are feathered nicely.
No. Oh, so you doing it inside?
The edges are blended down to nothing.
The way I did it.
Yep, blend, everything's blended down to nothing. Now I'm just gonna get a rag and clean up this wall a little bit down here and pick everything up, wash it all up, put it away, and let this dry naturally. No more blow dryer. When you're on your last coat, don't take a heat gun and use it, because it's okay to put the heat to it while you're in between coats, because if you check it or you cause any issues with it, it's going to be covered up because you got another coat. But after you do your very last coat, you just let it dry naturally. As long as it dries in the next 2 hours before it gets dark, we'll be good. I think this is a 60-minute hot mud. So it's stucco. Let me see here. It's stucco patch, but it's a hot mud. It dries really fast. So probably by the time we go home, you could probably touch it. And then tomorrow, if I think it needs any texture on the edges, I'll take a can of wall texture and I'll just put some like right over here and then right where on the outer edges, and we'll do it that way. Alright guys, we cleaned up, we washed the patio down. This is old paint right here, that's not us. We cleaned everything good. I think tomorrow morning we're gonna put a little primer on this, because you know stucco isn't really a water barrier. What makes stucco waterproof is the paint, I believe. You know, water can penetrate through stucco, so it's good to put some sort of primer on it, because they're going to have a painter paint the house. So before that happens, that could be wet next year and a lot of rain. You don't want that stucco just drenching up water. So we're gonna put some Kills primer on it and call it done sometime tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But everything is clean. All this will turn white. You can see the outline of where we were. You know, you can see that outline, but we went way over to kind of blend it. That way we get a good blend, and this just takes longer to dry because this is real thin and this is real thick. So this will take a while to turn that color, but eventually it will. But I don't want to put the primer on it until that's completely dry, like tomorrow sometime. And you'll see tomorrow, once it's dry, you won't see this blend between here and there. That'll all be one piece. Otherwise, people say, oh, it's sinking in or it's low. It's not low. We put a level across it. We put that big level across it, and it's even Steven all the way around. So it's just because it hasn't dried yet. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. All right, guys, she's pretty much done here, except there's a little bit of a belly in the center. I just seen it wobble. But it's, yeah, right there, which is good because she's going to sand it a little bit. Everything looks good there. So I'd rather it be a little on the high side than under.
Right here. This is just your high spot, right?
Yeah, and a little bit right here. So anyway, she's going to go ahead and wet sand it right now. And then we can texture it and let it dry for tomorrow. Alright, guys, I got the blow dryer here. The heat gun. And she's over there working the edges with some sandpaper and a spatula. She's going to go around and make sure that the edges are really blending good. And I'm just kind of heating it up because she wants to sand the belly out. So I'm just kind of putting out there till it's all white.
Move that light or is
No, that's it. Yeah, turn it off. I can see better without it. Okay, guys, we're going to put a little texture on this. She's got it all smoothed out. Hold that. I'm going to start in the center, that way if we don't like it. We've already tested it on a piece of cardboard outside. And we're just going to kind of stay.
Give a little bit here, maybe.
Okay.
Just a, yeah. Can I hit you something quick? That texture here.
Where?
You see anything? It looks nice and
Oh,
even.
it's good.
You see that?
Yeah, I say we let it dry about 10 minutes. And if you see any big ones, like right there,
Oh.
just take your...
Okay,
So why don't we save this and we'll give it a little more after.
All right.
Let's let it dry 20 minutes.
sounds good.
Okay, guys, so you can't see much of it. It went real low. We're going to just... she's going to take her
It looks
light.
nice.
Okay.
It looks really nice.
Okay, guys, we textured all the way. I should have got some video, but we pulled the plastic, the tape. Let me see if I can move this. We pulled the tape off and the plastic, and we didn't, you know, there's a little fog of line, a little foggy line, but we went all the way down. You can see we went all the way down to the baseboard with the texture. So everything is looking even. I don't want that to touch. It's not touching yet. Keep it away for a while. I'm sorry. I'm over here moving the couch around. It's dry. The texture's that fast drying one, but I still want to keep a little distance. So everything is pretty much done. Let me see if I can light it up. So we textured all the way up to the top, all the way down here. That's what makes this can texture work. These people will get these can textures and they'll just texture that one little spot right here. And then you can see it. You go, oh, wow, look at that. This texture is no good. Because we're not going to set up a hopper gun. I have a hopper gun that's been sitting for 10 years. And, you know, it costs money to set that thing up with a compressor, and people just, you know, if you can make it look like this, they're happy. But most people just do that little bit of an area right here, and then they wonder why it don't look good. You got to practically do the whole wall. You can see where I stopped just short of the ceiling, you know, all the way over to here. And then Alicia took a light sponge, barely with any water in it, after it dried, and just kind of went over the high spots, and it blends really well. I mean, the owner's really happy. And now, of course, the stucco, I'll go ahead and finish this video tomorrow. I'm going to primer the stucco, and we'll see how that looks tomorrow. All right, guys, we got Vinny over here putting primer. It's Behr primer for stucco, and we're not trying to get a lot on there. We're just gonna seal it up. We got more in the truck. We'll pour some more, but we're just trying to stretch it out, and then we'll put another layer over it and make sure we cover like this stuff here. We're gonna give it a nice heavy coat. That way, if it rains tomorrow, we're good to go. All right, guys, we got this all primered in. It looks good. Nothing beautiful, just until the painter gets here and does his thing. You know, you can see the other, a lot of flat spots, like in here. So I think we did, when you see here all the, you probably see it better than I can see it. But, so I think we did a hell of a, when you look at all that down there, I think we did a really good job. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this one. You want to say goodbye, Vinny?
See ya.
All right.